Here is a great question from Quora. Can I trademark a name that I know a business is already using without a trademark, just for monetary gain? Can I force them to change their name or buy it off me? My name is Andrei Mincov. I'm the founder of Trademark Factory. In this video, I'm going to give you an unconventional version of the response to this question. And it will shock quite a few of you, I'm sure. So if you're interested in answers to questions like this, make sure you subscribe, get notified whenever the next video goes live. If you have a question for me that I haven't answered yet, make sure you post a comment below and I'll do my best to shoot a video just like this one to answer your question. So now to this wonderful question about whether you can hijack somebody else's brand just for monetary gain and basically extort them for money or threaten them to change their brand if they don't buy it off of you. Guess what? Yes, you can. You'd be a total jerk for doing this. There are ways to invalidate your trademark, and I'm going to talk about this in a moment. But can you do that if you don't tell the trademarks office that the only reason you're doing it is to steal the brand from the rightful owner? Yes, you can. Can you make the life of the real business owner absolutely miserable with your trademark application? Yes, you can. Can you make their life even more miserable if your trademark application matures to registration? Yes, absolutely. Can you force them to rebrand even if they're right? Yes, you can. Can you force them to buy it off of you? Yes, you can. Like I said, you would still be a complete jerk for doing this, and there are ways to invalidate it. But to invalidate it, guess what's needed? Money. Money. The business owner who came up with that brand, who built that brand, and was careless enough to not protect it through a trademark, they're leaving their valuable assets out there for somebody else to steal. And in theory, yes, they can prove first use. In theory, they can prove that the only reason you filed your trademark application was in bad faith to get them to pay you something. But they would have to go to court and prove all that. And if you're being careful enough to not send them demand letters while your application is still pending, they'll miss the opposition window, so they will have to go to court, and that's expensive. That's a lot more expensive than for them to just go and trademark the brand themselves, but they didn't do it. They didn't do it. So yes, in theory, when you file your trademark application, you claim that you've got a genuine intention to use the brand for the sale of goods and services that you're listing in your trademark application. Yes, when it gets to the allowance stage, you have to show evidence of use by you of that brand, and obviously you have to show real evidence. But let's say you fabricate the evidence, you get the trademark registration certificate. Guess what? It's called the presumption of ownership and validity. So unless somebody else invalidates your trademark registration, you are presumed to be the rightful owner, even if you lied about it, if you did all those bad things, right? If you took somebody else's brand knowingly, knowing that you're not the person entitled to that brand, even if you lied to the trademarks office about you using the brand, let's say you fabricated the specimens of use, and they bought it, they accepted it, you got the trademark registration certificate, you've got the piece of paper that gives you the presumption. At that point, if you attack the business who had come up with that brand, they would have really two options. One of their options would be to go to court and sue your sorry ass because it's not the right thing to do what you did. But that's going to cost them money. Their other option would be to pay you off an amount that's going to be less than they're going to spend in court, right? And the other thing is, especially if you don't have a lot of money to go after, well, if they win, even if the court awards them the attorney fees, which are in the legal system is built in such a way that usually if you spend $50,000 on your lawyers to represent you in court, you're never going to get $50,000 from the other side to compensate you for what you pay to your attorneys, right? And here, what you're going to be doing, you're going to be invalidating somebody else's trademark. So the damages that you incur would be by themselves minimal. So that's going to be the decision that the business is going to have to go through. Do we pay the lawyers or do we pay the jerk who stole our brand? And sometimes the decision is made based on just pure numbers. We're going to spend $50K on lawyers, or we're going to pay $20K to the jerk. Let's pay $20K to the jerk. Or sometimes it becomes a matter of principle. But really, the only smart decision is the decision that the business hadn't made in time. The only smart decision would have been for the business to trademark that brand early on so that jerks like you didn't get any silly ideas about hijacking other people's brands, right? They didn't do it. They were careless and they chose to keep their brand unprotected. That's why sometimes, like I said, people may come up with ideas like this. And even though it's completely illegal, even though it's completely unenforceable, if the other side wants to invalidate your trademark application, they would be forced into taking proactive steps, and that can cost them a lot of money. So they may choose to just wind down and come up with a new name. So I hope this answers your question. Like I said, this is an unconventional point of view, because if you ask, just a lawyer by the book, can you do that? The answer, of course, is no, because that's illegal, right? But the question is not whether it's legal or illegal. The question is not whether it's right or wrong. The question is, what the hell are you going to do about it if somebody else does it to you? And the question is, are you going to have the finances to do that? The question is, are you going to have the energy to do this? Are you going to have the resources to do this? And if you don't, then even if they're wrong, even if they're illegal, there's nothing you can do about it. So that's my answer to this question, like it or not. Actually, comment below. I'd really like your feedback. If you like this video, like this video. If you got more questions for me, post a comment below. And if you've got a brand that you want to protect, go to trademarkfactory.com and book your call with a strategy advisor. But if you are that jerk who's trying to steal somebody else's brand, we're not going to be a good fit for you. Actually, one of the provisions of our agreement with the client is that if we find out that you're knowingly trying to trademark somebody else's brand, we are not going to work for you. We're going to cancel the contract, and that's going to be the end of our relationship. We don't deal with those who steal other business owners' brands. That's not what Trademark Factory is all about. So if that's not you, you've got your own brand that you want to protect early on so that jerks like this don't steal your brand in the future. Go to trademarkfactory.com and book your call right now. Until then, I will see you in the next video.